Hey everyone, for this week's Optimize With Me session, I will be optimizing an account manually using SellerMetrics. So the beauty of using SellerMetrics to do your Amazon PPC optimization is that we can do manual and also automatic bid adjustments. In this recording, I will show you how it's done using our manual bid adjustment console on SellerMetrics. So the beauty of SellerMetrics, as I explained in the past, is that we are really able to aggregate all your data between all your marketplaces, and in this case we could make bid changes on all 6 different accounts that we have for this client, right? So in this case we have different marketplaces: Japan, Mexico, and also US. So if I were, if I'm not using a tool, right, or using tools that doesn't really consolidate different accounts in one logon, then I would have to log in and out all the time to be able to optimize my Amazon bids. Right. So first off, we are going to optimize the bids. So the bid ops. So in SellerMetrics, we have a very simple way to do it. So let's just say, let's just say for the sake of example, my target A cost is 45%. Basically, I could use a lot of the predefined saved filters on SellerMetrics to filter out situations where, for example, recommended filters. So we go to the filters, recommended filters. So there's a few buckets of keywords that you want to optimize, right? The first is low impression keywords, right? So these keywords are low in impression. Maybe you want to upbid them, right? For example, you see like there's impressions is really, really low, right? So maybe in this situation, you want to upbid them to gain some additional impressions. So you see like all the bids are really low, but I won't be doing that in this instance because these low impressions are low for a reason, in my view, right? The second bucket is low relevancy keywords, low CTR, right? So your CTR is less than, say, 0.1%, then I think we have an issue with the keyword. So in this case, you potentially might want to bid this down. So what I want to do in this situation is I will bid this. Let's say the next one bid. I will bid this, right, to decrease it to the current CPC, right? So again, so when you make bid adjustments, there's 2 thoughts in terms of making bid adjustments. So using your bid, right, as a benchmark to bid up and down, or use cost per click as your benchmark to bid up and down, right? But my opinion is that using cost per click is always better, because the cost per click is basically the market cost that is the market cost that you are spending to win a bid placement, right? So for me, it is the best metrics to come up with the optimized bid. So for example, right, let's just say, because if you want to move a cost, right, the cost per click is basically a good, it's a really good benchmark for that, right? So if you could decrease your cost per click, that would have a direct correlation with decrease your A cost, right? In our example, for example, our bid is $1, right? Our cost per click is 50 cents, right? And if our target A cost, or current A cost is 50, and our target A cost is 25%, right? Then the logic is that you would need to lower your cost per click by 50%, right? So if you decrease the bid here by 50%, then you'll just end up getting, your bid is 50 cents. And if your bid is 50 cents, your current cost per click is 50 cents, and your bid is 50 cents, that's just not going to move the needle in terms of A cost, right? So when you make bid adjustments, it's very important that you're making it based on the cost per click as your barometer of your optimized bid instead of your current bid. So you don't want to run into like that scenario. So that's why in SellerMetrics, one thing that we do really well is that we can make bid adjustments from your cost per click instead of your bid. So in your Amazon advertising console, you can only make your bid change based on your bid, which is not a good benchmark, in my opinion, to use to make your bid adjustment. So in this case, what I will do is I'm going to decrease cost per click by, say, 10% for these low CTR keywords, right? So this is the first step, low CTR. And then once this, all the changes goes through, right? So you can see I've lowered it 10% from cost per click. And then the next thing is 0 sales keywords, right? So these keywords are basically money bleeders, right? They constitute, for me, 7 or more clicks. So for you, it could be more or it could be a bit less, but I would not go lower than 5 clicks. So 7 clicks, no orders. In this case, we really want to like bid them down because they're just like really draining money for us, right? So in this situation, I would basically decrease it like very, very aggressively, right? Decrease a cost per click by say 60%, 70%, for example. So this would by bidding it low, this will prevent your campaign budget by going into these keywords. And then the next bucket that you want to optimize is unprofitable keywords. So these are keywords where you have attributed to like 100% or more ACoS. Okay, in this situation, we have not found any that is in this case. Okay, let me take up back a little bit. Okay, actually, we do have some keywords that have more than 100% ACoS. So in this case, again, we're going to bid them down, right, to decrease the cost per click. I would say 50% cost per click. Yeah, as you can see, all the bids here is 50% of cost per click. And if you are bidding much lower than cost per click, the direct effect is that your cost per click should decrease as time goes on. The next thing I would do is that unprofitable keywords that are 50% and greater than less than 100%. So these are high ACoS, but not as high as 100. So you want to decrease these bids, but not by so much. Right. So you can see these are high ACoSs, but they attributed to decent amount of sales. And in this case, let's just decrease that, say 20%. Yeah, and there we go. So decrease 20% of cost per click. And then the next thing would be, okay, mildly unprofitable keywords between 40 and 49%, right? So these are, above average ACoS, but at the same time, they are good keywords for you to be bidding for. So you would only probably decrease from cost per click at 10% at this point. And also a note on using the proper date range. I think in the previous video, I talked about date ranges. So for me, I prefer to use 60 days date range to even out the fluctuations on a week-to-week, month-to-month basis. But I think I've seen a lot of people do 30 days or even like last 14 days. But personally, I'm comfortable with 60 days. Unless there's a lot of movement during a particular season, then I would use 30 days. But in normal times, I like to use the last 60 days date range minus 3 days because of the change in Amazon orders attribution, right? So in this case, we are currently in February 4th, and basically my end date is February 1st, and the beginning date is December 3rd of last year. So that's that for, in this case, unprofitable keyword between 40 to 49%. Then the next thing that you want to look, so these ones, so the ones right here, this bucket, performing keywords, these are basically keywords just like the Goldilocks of keywords. Basically, the ACoS is not too high, ACoS is not too low. So in this situation, what I want to do is I just want to keep it at the cost per click, basically. Or you don't need to make any bid change to them, so that's up to you. So in this situation, I'm quite comfortable with my bid levels for each of these keywords and its corresponding ACoS. So I will not make any bid change on those. The next thing that the next bucket for Amazon optimization for bid ops is your underbid keywords. So these keywords have a ridiculously low ACoS, and it might make sense for you to bid them up a bit, right? So you could continue to remain competitive, right? In this situation, I have these keywords that have very low ACoS, and let's just bid them up, increase of cost per click of say like 15% of the current ACoS. Okay, that's done for that particular bucket of keywords. So I think using SellerMetrics, you're able to do your bid ops very quickly, even manually, just like that. So I think I did all my optimization across all my accounts within 10 minutes. So the next thing that you want to do in optimization is to negate very poor performing keywords. So SellerMetrics have an amazing way to do that. And what I would want to show you is our rules functionality, right? And let's just look at our current rules that I've already set up. So in terms of there's two types of rules, so the search term rules and the negate rules, right? So the negative rules basically tells the system X amount of clicks, no orders. I want to potentially push it into the system. The search term rules, right? You can set it to push a certain search term that attribute to X amount orders and push it into a selected destination ad group. So I've already set this up in my system. So what you can do is you see like these two particular columns. Just to give you a proper example. For example, I have an auto account right here. Here we go. All right. So what these three rules will basically do. So one rule is basically would grab search term, right, and put it into my exact match ad group. Another one will add an ASIN from the auto campaign, the ASIN, the PAT, into my product attribution targeting campaign. The other one will put the keyword in my phrase match ad group. So if I go into one of these rules, right, my rule name is right here, the source campaign where I'm grabbing the search term from, my destination campaign and ad groups. And I want to put it into ad groups, right, that are, so I'll probably put another video up on campaign structuring, but the long story short, you want to structure your ad group by match types. So in this situation, my match type that I want to add is exact, right? And my threshold is 2. So basically the search term needs to have 2 orders to be attributed before I want to add it into my my manual campaign, right? And what match type I want to add? So exact, because it's going to my destination, my ad group exact accounts. And then lastly, number 7. So this is a great function where if you click on exact or phrase, basically it'll add the negative keywords onto the source campaign. So it prevents double bidding, right? So make sure that your budget, right, for this new search term goes into your manual campaign. It will not be bidding from your auto again, right? And the other search term the other search term rule that I want to highlight is the ASIN search term. So if you can select the ASIN here, so basically it would try to target your ASIN target for your auto campaign, anything that had attributed to a sale on a PAT type of targeting, right? So it would be gathering ASINs, right, in this case, right? And then you could basically add what bid you want to add to the destination ad group. So I'm gonna put all the destination ad group to all my PAT campaigns. So that would include my sponsored brand PAT campaign, the product targeting, the sponsored product PAT as well. So also the sponsored display as well. So all 3 advertising type for product targeting. So that is a great thing about that, right? For the negative, kind of same logic is basically instead of the threshold, instead of orders, threshold is clicks. So it's the number of clicks, right, you could tolerate on a search term before you want to add it into as a negative to your destination ad group. So I set that up here, right? And the match type I want to set like 90% of the time, right? Then I would want to put exact negative match type. So this is what I set up there, right? So once your rule is set up, right? If you also not click on the automate, right? Then any trigger search term will show up on the screen that I will just show you later. Okay, so the rules are set up. So I go to negative keywords. So these are the search terms and PAT that trigger the particular rule, right? So the great thing about this is that instead of going through the specific ad groups or specific campaigns, I can just easily just push them into the destination ad groups that I set up previously in the rules. So let's just say that I want to push those in, right? I would just click on apply, There you go. That was quick and easy, and all the ones that you push in has been cleared off from the screen. Now for the converted search term, so as I said, I like to only select anything that is attributed to at least 2 orders, right? In this case, I already pushed all the keywords in, right? There's no action to really pick. But as you can see, anything that is constitute at least 2 keywords, I have already pushed them into my destination ad groups, right? So there's really no action that I can take here. But I think you kind of understand the idea of using SellerMetrics for your search term harvesting, converted search term, or the different names that you would call this particular process. Okay, so there it is. So this is that's this week. Optimize with me for Amazon PPC using SellerMetrics this time. So again, SellerMetrics is a great tool to use. Yeah, I'm obviously a little biased as I'm the founder. For anyone watch this video, reach out to me. We have a 14 days trial. I also could link a coupon code below as well. So if you want to see me optimize Amazon PPC using SellerMetrics or using the Amazon Search Console and basically just doing hardcore Amazon PPC optimization, please subscribe to my channel and look for more future videos where I would show you how I optimize all my Amazon advertising accounts in the most efficient, most effective way possible. Right? Stay tuned.